about Americans who hear leaders saying every day, we could have never seen this coming. This was a shock. How did this happen? I want to read what you said 5 years before the collapse. The special privileges granted to Fannie and Freddie have distorted the housing market by allowing them to attract capital that they could not attract under pure market conditions. Like all artificially created bubbles, the boom in housing prices cannot last forever. When housing prices fall, homeowners will experience difficulty as their equity is wiped out. Furthermore, the holders of the mortgage debt will also have a loss. These losses will be greater than they would have otherwise been had government policy not actively encouraged over-investing in housing. And you go on to say, because so many people will invest in housing, the damage will be catastrophic. Congressman, how could it be that you knew this on the banking committee in 2003 and nobody else did until after the collapse?
Well, I would think the easiest explanation is Washington, D.C. is permeated by Keynesian economic thinking. Very few even know the name Austrian economics and understand the business cycle. I was concerned about the building of the bubble since 1971 when gold was delinked from the dollar. So since that time, the bubble has been gradually being inflated, but it got out of hand in the 1990s as well as after 2000. Bernanke taking interest rates down to 1%. To me, the biggest surprise was, although I was very concerned in 2003, I was concerned before that, I'm surprised it lasted to 2007. That's when the bubble really burst. But it was amazing how long it lasts. And to me, the more amazing thing right now is not only has the financial system collapsed, which is very, very bad and very dangerous, I believe that what we're moving toward now is the collapse of the dollar. And the collapse of a dollar, because it's the international reserve currency, I think is going to be much worse than what we have already witnessed.
But if they admit that we got in this trouble by spending too much and borrowing too much and taxing too much and printing too much, how can we get out of it by doing exactly the same? They said, well, interest rates were held too low too long, and that's why Greenspan got us into this trouble. So what are they doing? Lowering them even further to actually minus now. It's negative interest rates because we're practically zero and inflation's at 4 or 5%. So it's negative interest rates. And they think that's the solution. It isn't the solution. It perpetuates the problem. That's why the predictions, once again by Austrian economists 3 years ago, said, what you're doing is wrong. You're going to prolong the agony. Now we're into it 3 years, going on 4 years. And the economy is actually getting weaker. So we're working on trying to compete with the depression of the 1930s the way we're operating right now.